The auction.
There are literally thousands of property auctions available every year, so you really are spoilt for choice.
Let's take a look at what made our buyers part with their cash on today's programme.
What this end of terrace in Reading has in height, it lacks in width.
You couldn't even get a single bed in here, let alone a wardrobe.
I spend an afternoon in leafy Nottingham amongst these gorgeous houses, but
Unfortunately, I'm here to see this.
And in Kent, there's a development opportunity to build from scratch.
If you really want to cash in, how about two?
all these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer.
I've sold.
Reading has 2 universities, making it an attractive place for investors, as there's always demand for property from the many students who pass through. And auctions are a very good place to start in your search for one at the right price.
Welcome to Western Road. The property I'm here to see is an extended end of terrace with 3 bedrooms and 2 reception rooms, so a substantial lot. But the size isn't reflected in its modest guide price, £150,000. I'm going to have a look around inside.
So had the Western Road house been attacked by cowboy builders, or is it worth a fistful of dollars? The exterior's not giving much away. It's fairly narrow, but quite deep, as an extension has been added. The front garden, however, is far from magnificent.
The exterior doesn't have any character with that painted pebble dash. And the interior, sadly, looks to be the same. It's quite a small space in here, but a huge bonus are these new double-glazed windows. I've got to say, they seem to be working really well. You've got central heating in here, something you don't always get with auction property. Through here, we've got the second reception room. Now, because this property is end of terrace, the other side of this big old wall is the pavement. So this window has been installed up high, but at least it does let some light in. Now, I've been thinking you could use this space as a dining room, perhaps. It's exactly the same size as next door. But this property, on the face of it, looks a little bit dull. But once you've painted the walls, put some new flooring down, even a new lampshade, I think this property will be transformed and it will start to look like a home. This galley kitchen, it really needs some clever design because at the moment it's just not working. You've got a cooker here, a small amount of workspace here to prepare all of your meals, a big double sink area, you've got a boiler and a huge bathroom to the rear of the property. Now I would try and move that bathroom upstairs and extend this kitchen. Let's see if all that's possible.
Clearly, the extension was added in order to get a bathroom in and increase the size of the kitchen. But it's fairly narrow, and a bathroom off the kitchen isn't popular with most people.
Upstairs we've got 3 bedrooms. There's one in here and another one through here, and you've got this little corridor space, and the end room is just tiny. Look, you couldn't even get a single bed in here, let alone a wardrobe. But this space would be perfect for a bathroom. Moving the bathroom up here would allow you to have a bigger kitchen space, and it means you don't have to tiptoe downstairs in the night to use the loo.
That's good news. There's an option here for a shower or bath, or at the very least, an upstairs cloakroom. The bad news is that you'd lose a bedroom, and it's an added expense. So that's the good and the bad. Now I found the ugly.
I've seen something here that does worry me. That big old crack looks serious. I'm going to go outside and do some investigating.
And when you look around more closely, there's not just one crack inside, but several. Now that's not good.
As I suspected, now you can see that crack on this side elevation. It could pose a real structural problem if it's not addressed. I would call out a structural engineer and get this place surveyed as soon as possible.
My recommendations for the person who took this property on would be that they probably use the third bedroom as a study room or a dressing room, or alternatively take the bathroom upstairs.
What sort of price can you get for a 2-bedroom house in Reading?
If I was to place this property onto the market in good decorative order, I believe that we could look to place it on at around the region of 190 to 195. The property could be rented out between £825 and £850 per calendar month.
So quite healthy returns on both resale and rental. My worry, though, is how healthy the structure of the house is.
Super location with adaptable accommodation and that very low guide price. Western Road certainly has a lot going for it. Let's see who went for it at the auction.
We move on to lot 21, which is number 71, Western Road, Reading in Berkshire. Where are you going to start me? Is it 130 anywhere? 130 bid. 132 anywhere else? So £130,000 then. 132, it's against you, 134, 136, 136, 138, 138, 140. Yep, you place 140, 142, 144, 146, 148, 150, 152, 154, 156, 158, 160, 162, 164, 166, 168. Take one if it helps you. Yes, another one, 167 here. 168 now. 169. Got £168,000 then. For the first time at £168,000. Second time. Third and final time. Sold. Your lot, sir. Well done.
So for £168,000, the new owner is local man Surinder. He's married with 3 children aged between 11 and 25. This is Surinder's first auction property, and hopefully it's the start of a profitable sideline.
So how will you use your business knowledge on this job?
Well, luckily I was here locally and I've made a lot of friends while I was at the post office, so I've come to know a lot of people who can help me with this project. So if I know a lot of electricians, plumbers and builders, so that will come in handy to help with this project.
So the only thing that worries me is having not got the survey done before the auction, and I went outside and checked the exterior wall.
Right.
Are there any problems that you know about structurally?
Not at the moment. I did see the cracks. The structural engineer is coming tomorrow to do a survey, and hopefully we'll find out more about it.
And why is that? Is that because the mortgage company requires that?
Yes.
Is that worrying you a little bit that the mortgage company have asked you for that?
Well, yes and no. It's a good thing that it's come up now and I'm able to do something about it rather than finding out later on and having more expenditure about it. So I can deal with it if I find out at a good time.
So what if you can't mortgage this property and it's unmortgageable? Have you thought about that? Would that sort of throw a spanner in the works?
It would a little bit, yes. But then you learn by your mistakes. Hopefully I'll have to be more careful next time.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that, but Surinder's going to have a stressful wait before he knows where he stands. With a house like this, I'd always recommend a survey before you buy. It might seem a big expense when you may not get it on the day, but it could save you a small fortune in the long run.
So how are you looking at this property? Are you going to let it out? Are you going to do it up and sell it on?
The first thing I'm going to do is just to redress it, do the painting and hopefully do the kitchen and the bathroom. And depending on the market at the time, my idea is to sell it, but if the market doesn't dictate that, then I might rent it out.
What sort of budget have you got for this work?
I would say approximately about £3,000 is my limit, and we should be able to manage within that.
Which sponsors real life on Really. Good decision.
Bring home the big screen with a Now TV Sky Cinema Month Pass. Start your free 14-day trial at nowtv.com and launch into over 1,000 movies on demand. Discover a new premiere every day, as well as those favourites you can't wait to see again, all without a contract. And with up to 30 new movies added each month, there's something for everyone. To start your free 14-day trial of over 1,000 movies with no contract, go to nowtv.com today.
Discover something new with a free Lenovo laptop when you join Sky with any TV bundle from £20 a month. Enjoy the latest shows, including The Flash Season 3 and much more on Sky One. Plus, add 1 year free, super reliable Sky broadband. So, discover more when you join Sky TV from £20 a month with great entertainment, a free Lenovo laptop and add 1 year free Sky broadband. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2775. Sky. Believe in better.
What's on your wish list this season? Great looks for you, your family, and your home? Spread the cost with a personal account. fashionworld.co.uk. Life made more.
If you're looking for beautiful bespoke fitted wardrobes, designed to not only fit your room perfectly, but maximise space too, with tailored storage solutions created just for you, then trust Sharps. Our half-price sale is now on. Call or click for your nearest showroom or to arrange your free home design visit. Sharps, created with you.
Presenting Mineral Magic from JML, the all-in-one foundation that covers, conceals and corrects. Using even-tone technology, it works with your skin tone. Yellow helps cover dark circles, pink helps brighten pale complexions, mint helps disguise redness and breakouts, and lavender to hide sallow areas. Plus, it doesn't appear in fine lines or wrinkles. Get your true match with Mineral Magic. Only $9.99 at Asda, Boots, Morrisons and Wilko. JML, every day easier.
At Anglian, you can get up to 50% off all made-to-order windows and doors. Our windows are A-rated as standard, guaranteed for 10 years, and skillfully installed through our national reputation for local expertise. A reputation we've proudly been building for 50 years. Another Anglian landmark worthy of a big offer. Call 0800 500 600 or visit anglianhome.co.uk for a free, no-obligation quote. Anglian Home Improvements.
With a collection to suit any room and all made to measure, your perfect blind is just a click away. Exclusively online, all of our blinds are available at great low prices. Delivered within days, not weeks, and all with a 3-year guarantee. It's easy to see why we have over 1 million customers to date. To get an instant price or request a free sample, simply visit Blinds to Go today. Made to measure, made simple.
This Dyson cord-free format transforms the way you clean. With a light but powerful Dyson digital motor, it adapts easily to tackle jobs here, pretty much anywhere. In just a few simple clicks. Twice the suction of any other cordless vacuum.
People go into hospital because they think that it's a place they're going to get better.
Could a nurse actually be poisoning patients?
21 victims were indeed poisoned.
The real-life stories behind some of the world's most prolific serial killers, Nurses Who Kill, starts Wednesday the 12th of October on Really.
Which Mortgage Advisors sponsors real life on Really? Good decision.
This is Ruddington, a desirable and sought-after village 5 miles south of Nottingham. Although Ruddington is small, it has 3 museums and several very grand houses, originally built for wealthy industrialists from Nottingham.
This is Manor Park, a lovely private leafy road close to the village centre. It's lined with gorgeous Edwardian houses, just the sort of thing I love looking around. Unfortunately, I'm here to see this. It's a concrete carbuncle, but it's the thing that's up for auction.
It's on at a guide price of a cool £1 million for a site that amounts to 2.2 acres in total.
So, does it get any better when you get inside? No. To be honest, it's got about as much character as a chest freezer. It is actually a residential care home, purpose-built, so I suppose you can expect this. It's very utilitarian, very functional, square rooms, but at the end of the day, you have got a lot of space here. But no, in terms of character, it certainly hasn't got any of that.
Orchard House amalgamated with another care home, so all the residents were moved to a new building, leaving behind an eerie maze of corridors and empty bedrooms. The care home was built in the grounds of a former manor house, and even now the gardens make up a substantial part of the site.
Well, by far the nicest thing about the property is the land that it sits on. Look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous and totally out of character with the building itself. Now, there's no planning permission at the moment for changing this place. One thing the planners have said, though, is that you could only build something on the same footprint as the building that's already there. So you couldn't build on this land, which actually is a bit of a relief. However, I'm sure they would be supportive of anything because it's got to be better than that.
But before anyone rushes in with the bulldozers, they should have done their research. This entire plot is within a conservation area, building included. Unattractive though it may be, you can't simply knock it down and start again without first involving conservationists and the local council. And if that wasn't enough, it's also classed as an archaeological alert site. This means work could be halted indefinitely if anything of historical interest is unearthed during the excavations. All in all, this isn't going to be an easy or cheap site to develop. So what does a local property expert make of this uncared-for care home? Has there been a lot of pre-auction interest?
We've had quite a lot of interest, both from sort of private nursing homes wanting to refurbish the property and also from developers. There is a big demand for houses in Ruddington at the moment, and there is quite a lot of new development popping up in and around the area, really due to its sort of close proximity to Nottingham and also its good road links.
With that £1 million guide price, what would be the value of anything built here?
For a two-bedroom department within Ruddington, we currently have a few on the market ranging from 180 to 200,000. Houses, again, range for sort of a two-bedroom townhouse from just under 200,000 and can go right up to sort of 300,000. At the top end of the scale, we're currently marking sort of four-bedroom properties for 450,000. So it would depend on sort of the nature of what is built.
You know me, I'm normally a big fan of keeping and restoring old buildings, but in this case, I think you would be doing the world a favour by taking a very big hammer to this place. It's disgusting, and I'm sure you'd get the support of the planning authorities to knock it down and build something much nicer in its place. But it's a big project, so who's ready to take it on?
Let's find out what happened when it went to the auction.
Lot 29, Orchard House, Manor Park, Ruddington. Former residential care home and adjoining gardens. 900 if you like to start. £900,000 if you like. 850 then if you like. 850, 850,000. I'll take it in 25s. 75 anywhere? 850, 75. It's 75. 900? 900. 900 the sitting down catalogue. 900. 25, sir? 25 the nod. 50, sir? 50. 75? 75. £1 million, sir. On £1 million. And 25 the nod. And 25. 50 and 50. 75, sir. £1,050,000. We all done, and we should be selling at £1,075,000. 1.1, sir. 1.1. 1.125, sir. 1,125,000. 125. 1,150,000 anywhere? 50. 75, sir. 75 the nod. 1.2. It's again 1.2. How would you like it, sir? 10,000? 1.21. 1,210,000. 20? 1,210,000. For the first time. £1,210,000. Second time? At 1,220,000. 30, sir? 230. All done. For the first time, at 1,230,000. The second time, 1,230,000. 40 anywhere? Third and final time, 1,230,000. All done. Gilson.
The man who paid £1.23 million for that concrete carbuncle of a care home is Charlie. But he didn't buy it for himself. He works as a land buyer for a large property development company which specialises in new builds. I met up with Charlie back at Orchard House.
Charlie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I always still feel a bit strange when things sell for over £1 million at the auction. It's just that number, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And over £1 million.
Yeah.
So, how did it feel to spend over £1 million on this place?
I get a great buzz out of buying at auction. It's very enjoyable when it comes off. But we bought at a figure that we're happy at. So I was very excited.
As he managed to get this property at such a good price, the company have been exploring the options available to them for developing the plot.
So what have we got here?
The site outline is around there, 2.2 acres in all.
OK.
And the developable area is along that line there, 0.9 acres.
And what are you proposing to do then?
Well, this is just one of the options that we were looking at. And basically, we've got two mansion buildings which will sort of reflect the area and the houses in the locality.
So built in sort of the style of the stuff that's here?
But just in case two mansion blocks are not to the planner's liking, there's a backup plan.
Another theme of apartments, just one block containing the same number of apartments.
Then that's
section potential, the basement car parking you can see, and 3 levels with a parapet wall and a hidden 4th level, so that from the front you would only see the roof.
So roughly how many apartments do you think you might be able to get on here?
If we went down that route, maximum 14.
And what's your idea for what these apartments would be like? I mean, are we talking...
We'd be looking at large 3-bed apartments, premium fit out, so they'd be expensive.
And have you an idea of the sort of the onward sale price of those?
In the region of 300 to 400,000.
I mean, I know it hasn't been set in stone yet.
No.
But a rough ballpark in terms of how much the project's going to cost you?
I would imagine that development will be in the range of £1.5 to £2 million.
Whatever you decide to do?
Yeah.
And what about timescales for all this then?
How long's a piece of string?
So 3 months later, did his pension plan look magnificent, or had it bitten the dust? From the outside, at least, there are promising signs. There's fresh paintwork, and that shabby front garden area is looking tidier and much more presentable. The inside has been modernised with a combination of old and new fittings and fixtures, making the most of what was already here. And the garden area's also been given a new lease of life.
We looked at the garden and it was not looking very nice at all. There were a lot of weeds and all the stuff, so we took all the slabs off and we put some shingle on there just to sort of brighten it up, and put some pots with flowers. And we put a little bird table as well, which has made it look a lot nicer. And it's, you know, brightened up the whole place. And I'm quite happy with it.
So the place looks finished and ready to go. But is the new decoration just papering over those cracks?
When I had the survey done, that kind of reassured me that there was nothing structurally wrong or there was nothing dangerous. So that was the main thing. If I had got the survey done previously, then it would have been a lot better. But yeah, you learn.
So in fact, a lot of the cracks were old and not an indication that there'd been recent movement. They weren't unusual for properties in the area, and particularly an end of terrace. So Surinder could carry on decorating in the knowledge that it wasn't going to crack up before his eyes.
Preparation was the main thing, and it took a long time. And I was driving along one day and I saw this poster saying Handyman, and I rang the guy up and I said, can I have an estimate? So we met, and he had another friend of his who helps him with most of the decoration and everything, and his name is Rick, and that's how we met. So he's done most of the painting for me.
Just the whole complete house, really, from top to bottom, from decorating to retiling in the kitchen for him, and just making sure the property looks absolutely fine.
He's done a very good job. I'm very pleased with him, and I think we've become good friends since then.
Nice guy. We've actually made sort of like a friendship through the thing and everything, so the house and everything, so yeah, it's really good.
Surinder also had some help from family and friends, but it sounds like finding Rick was a relief. Surinder still has a full-time job, and although it's mostly night work, finding the time to do up a house is tough. But paying someone to do the work obviously affects the budget.
I think my budget originally was about £3,000, and I'm sure I'm pretty close to it. I haven't worked it out in exact figures, but I don't think I'm far off.
That is pretty remarkable, to make all these changes and only spend £3,000. It just shows that it's not always necessary to rip everything out and start again. If you save the right things, then you can also save time and money. He bought the house for £168,000 at auction and has spent £3,000 on it so far. But what do two local estate agents think? Has he made enough money here to move on to another project?
First impression of the property are overall good, clean and tidy, new kitchen, bathroom, and overall very presentable.
The area that the property is in is good. I mean, it's quiet, but on the other hand, it is very, very close to the town centre and local transport links as well.
Outside space is important to first-time buyers. If there's a small courtyard garden, that's normally enough for them. They understand for similar money in the area, this is what they'll get for what they're looking for.
The parking situation can be difficult because the roads are very narrow and it is just on-road parking, so if it were somebody with more than one car, it may make it difficult for them.
Has Surinder's Western Avenue house shot up in value from the total of £171,000 he spent on it?
For this property to sell in the current market, it would go on at between £185,000 and £190,000.
I'd put this property in the market for £215,000.
215 sounds good. Well, I was hoping for about 195 myself. So if that's the case, yeah, that's very good. I'm quite pleased.
Which Mortgage Advisors sponsors real life on Really? Good decision.
You've had an accident that wasn't your fault. You want help and you need legal advice. You don't want social media experts. You don't want strangers calling your home. You don't need celebrity endorsements. You need an injury lawyer for you. That's why we're called Injury Lawyers for You. Each case we take comes with our no-win, no-fee promise. If you need our help, call us or visit us online.
Vivus is a new little loan.
Yeah, baby, you've got it. I'm your Vivus. I'm your fire, it's your desire.
You could borrow just enough to tide you over, and when you get paid, get rid of it in one easy hit. To borrow from £100 to £500 and pay half-price interest on your first loan, go to vivus.co.uk. Representative 302.1% APR. Vivus. Here when you need us.
Don't you know you may be due PPI compensation? Not interested? Banks have set aside billions in PPI compensation, yet you've still done nothing about it. Can you really afford not to find out if you're owed up to £7,000? If you're nervous, unsure, or simply don't know, call Gladstone Brooks on 08000 46 90 90 or go online and we'll guide you through the process. After all, it's what we do.
Gladstone Brooks.
Check your credit score today for free at clearscore.com.
Charlie, check our credit scores. It's free, clearscore.com.
Clearscore.com.
Come.
We're going.
Nan's house, Moose. I'll get her to check her credit score.
Okay, I come too.
No, you stay here.
OK, your nan's weird anyway.
Huh?
ClearScore.com. Get your credit report and score for free, forever.
And I want to take out a loan, so I need that website. That fantastic website. To check out the banks and lenders to find myself a canny deal.
So, why the loan?
I need a new saxophone.
Go Compare. You're quite right, there's nothing quite like Go Compare. When you want to save, it should be your favorite.
Oh, fantastic!
GoCompare.com is right up there.
Oh, fantastic!
Let's face it, vacuuming can be a pain. Shackled by the weight and tethered by the cord. The minute you finish, more mess appears. And do we really want to touch the dirt when we empty? I designed the powerful new G-Tech Air Ram to help you break free. You get high-performance cordless cleaning, even on embedded pet hair. It glides from carpet to hard floor with no settings to change. And its new airlock feature picks up big bits from the surface and fine dust from deep down. The Air Ram gives you up to 40 minutes powerful cleaning. Plenty to do your home twice. Good dog. The dirt is compacted into a bale and empties with a slide. Order your G-Tech Air Ram today for £199 with free delivery. Call now or find out more at gtech.co.uk.
I was thinking about the last time that I saw you with your head in the clouds, stepping over rainbows.
Shop all the things you love. Fashion, homeware, electricals and amazing brands. Plus, get 25% off your first order. The best things in life are Freeman's.
How are we doing down there?
Brand new Helicopter ER starts Monday at 10, exclusive to Really. Or watch the first episode now with UK TV Play.
Which mortgage advisors sponsors real life on Really? Good decision.
Well, this is Alexandra Road, and the auction catalogue tells me the lot that I've come to see is situated in a nice residential area. It's got possible development potential, and the guide price £50,000 to £55,000. So what's the catch? It's a lovely pair of garages.
If you can see through the oil cans and dirty rags, garages can make valuable assets, both for parking cars or storage. But with these two garages and surrounding land, there's a more intriguing story.
You can really see that this is the last available piece of land to develop. Houses have just sprung up all around these two garages here, and I think the council would look favourably on developers planning to build here. You can only improve the look of this road, and with houses going for 130 grand each, well, your bank balance could look just as attractive.
Before we go motoring off to the auction house, it's time to slam on the brakes and reflect on whether these two garages and land are a good investment. I asked a local agent.
Gravesend's developing vastly. You've got the canal basin just behind us where huge development's going on there. You're 5-10 minutes away from Esfleet Valley International Station. The prices of properties will increase due to the fact that you'll be in London quite quickly.
OK, it's an ideal property investment area. If the buyer got planning permission and built one or even two houses on the site, how much could he or she hope to make?
If the owner was to build a 3-bedroom property, he'd probably achieve in the region of 160 to 180,000. 4 beds, you'll be looking at probably between 190 and 200,000.
With 25,000 new houses and flats being built over the next few years in and around this area of Kent, things look very good indeed for this plot. Let's just see who feels the same way as we head to auction.
Lot 64 is the garages and yard at Alexandra Road in Gravesend. You start me at 45 then, we're not going less than that. 45, I'm obliged, I'm on the way. £45,000 and bid. 45 I've got. 45, now 50. 50,000 I've got, and 55 now. 55,000. £50,000 and bid, and 55 I'm looking for. I take 52 if it helps. 52 I've got. £52,000 I've got. 55 I'm looking for. Are we all done at 52,000? 54 I've got. 55, it's against you both at the back. 55 I'm looking for. 55. Take another bid if it helps, even if it's half. 54 and a half I've got. 55, it's against him. 55 I want. 55 I'm looking for. 55, is he going to bid? 55. He's got 55 I've got. And another half to you. Again, he made it once. Do you want to make it again? 55 and a half. At £55,000 I've got, and 55 and a half I'm looking for. Are we all done at £55,000 because we're going to sell it? 55 and a half in the room again. 55 and a half. 56 is against him. 56, or against you at the back. 56 and 57. 57 and 8. 58. We're going to get that going on it now, aren't we? 58,000.
Go on one more.
We'll go on one more. 58 I've got on the phone. 59 if you like. 59. Make it 60. 60,000. £60,000.
He's got 59.
In the room, we're going to sell it. 60,000 I'm looking for. 60 I've got. Make it 61. 61 and 2. 62. 62. 62, don't want it. Right. 61 then I've got. 62 at the back if you like. It's in the room, we're going to sell it for £61,000 if you're all done. For the first time at 61,000. Second time at 61,000 if you're sure you're all done at the back particularly. Third and final time, sure sir, for £61,000. Well done.
And the winning bidder is Steve, a local builder. And this is his first property development venture. He remembers the garages from his childhood and thinks they used to house an old ice cream van. But flights of nostalgia aside, things have got serious for Steve. He's raised the money for buying the garages by remortgaging the house he shares with his partner.
What are you going to do here with these old garages?
The plan is 2 semi-detached cottages. That's plan A. Or, if failing that, detached property, possibly 4 bedrooms.
It definitely lends itself to some sort of dwelling. I mean, these totally look out of place in the road.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's the last plot to be developed in the area, so, and we've picked it up, so, yeah, really fortunate.
So, what's your knowledge of building property?
Been in the building game really all my life. You know, started off when I was a kid labouring on sites and stuff, and just that's what I've done over the years, so, you know, picked it up as I went along sort of thing.
So you've spent 60 on your actual plot here.
Yeah.
What's your budget for the build?
If plan A goes ahead, i.e. the 2 cottages, probably about 100,000 for the whole build. The single dwelling, possibly 70 to 80, around that figure.
Both of these options will give him a decent profit. One problem with building next to long-established houses is that both sets of neighbours can often be upset by the noise, dust and general disturbance that a building site creates. But Steve has already begun discussions with the neighbours to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
He'll agree to my plans, and I know also he's got some plans of his own to build a double-storey extension as well. So we've combined the same architect to hopefully alleviate some of these problems and possibly build party wall, etc.
So you can all be happy, you're all singing from the same hymn sheet,
yeah,
and you can all work well together.
Hopefully.
I'm really excited to sort of see the look of the build. I know you've got some light sketches. Can we go and have a look at them?
Sure, let's have a look.
So this is all quite exciting.
It is.
So what are these? Just sketches?
They're just a rough sketch, basically, of Plan A that I was telling you about. The 2 cottages.
Right, so this is what it's going to look like from the outside.
Hopefully.
So 3
yeah.
floors.
Yep, 3 stories there, yeah.
Okay.
This is a plan. There's the off-road parking there, lounge diner, stairs to the side as opposed to in the middle.
Yeah. Good sized kitchen with doors going out to the garden, which
Patio
is great.
doors, patio area and garden, yeah.
Okay, and then we've got the bedrooms.
That's the first floor, yep. Proposed 2 bedrooms there, bathroom, WC basin.
Okay, and then you go up to the 3rd floor.
Yep, hopefully 3rd floor, possibly 2 bedrooms and some storage area or ensuite, something like that. Basically, this is just a rough sketch that I can take to the local planning authority and just give them my rough ideas. Then we'll source the architect to do the detailed plans. And personally, I think that you know, a good build starts with good plans, detailed plans, and obviously we'll work from those until the job's complete.
Steve is currently planning to try and put a 3-storey house on the garage site. This might be problematic because none of the nearby properties go any higher than a 2nd floor. Still, it's a risk that Steve is prepared to take.
Does this really excite you?
It does, yeah, it does. It excites me, and also it's scary in the same vein. Obviously, if we don't gain planning permission and for some reason we can't build, I've paid 60 grand for 2 garages. So, you know, as long as the planning goes through, I think everyone will be happy.
Oh, no. Which sponsors real life on Really. Good decision.
The world's biggest coffee morning is happening this September and we want you to be part of it. Sign up for your free coffee morning kit at macmillan.org.uk/coffee.
This is my favourite dress. It's gorgeous, it's autumn, and I'm out to impress. My ex, nowhere to hide. But this dress is perfect. Take it all in my stride. Because I look great. With a Plus account at My Bon Prix, I got 25% off and delivery was free. For those unexpected moments, I don't need to fear. My perfect Bon Prix will always be here. Put on a good feeling. Bon Prix, it's me.
This winter, we're doing more to help our customers avoid boiler problems and unexpected bills. With home care, there's a boiler service every year. And we're introducing Boiler IQ, alerting us to breakdowns so we can help fix them quickly. For our energy customers, we can help you save with home care from just £9 a month. It all comes together with British Gas. Oh. Get 1 month free when you buy selected home care products online by the 31st of October.
I have the card of Vanquis. With the card of Vanquis, I could build my credit. You too may hold its power, for it is shown on the tablet that the wisdom of the payment reminder texts shall help you on your way.
Acquire the power of Vanquis today at vanquis.co.uk. Representative 39.9% APR variable.
Oh, look at those two playing nicely together.
Bless them.
You know the best thing about not having kids around? It's not having to pretend to lose.
To absent little friends. Cheers.
Book now for up to 50% off next year. Warner Leisure Hotels. We're all grown up.
Ah, breakfast. The most important meal of the day. And the messiest, evidently. I mean, some people are animals. Especially this one. Q Mum. And bye. But don't worry, the Vax Cordless Slim Vac is here. Oh, it sounds powerful. It makes easy work of carpets and hard floors. And anything else you put your hand to. It's not afraid to tackle pet hair and will keep you right on track. And because it's powerful, lightweight and effortless, it's easy to get carried away with. It's all rather impressive, don't you think? The Vax Cordless Slim Vac. Powerful, lightweight and effortless.
It's a great lightweight vacuum cleaner. It's very powerful, it's got a great battery life. It's brilliant.
So for amazing results and a free handy toolkit worth over £50, call 0800 014 9390 now to order for just £139.96, saving you over £110, or pay in 4 instalments of £34.99.
Our deals on BT Broadband have just got even better. New joiners can now get an incredible 73% discount. It's £4 a month on a 12-month contract. You'll still get a super reliable Wi-Fi connection, and when you're out and about, you can connect to the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. All that at a 73% discount. That's a big deal. Get BT Broadband for £4 a month on a 12-month contract. For new joiners discounts, call 0800 004 800 or visit bt.com/deals.
And there's more. If you need a new boiler, we'll give you £400 off until the 31st of October. Search British Gas New Boiler or call 0800 980 8182.
With Glasses Direct's free 7-day home trial, try 4 pairs on, show them off and sleep on it for a week. Visit glassesdirect.co.uk now and order your free home trial today.
People go into hospital because they think that it's a place they're going to get better.
Could a nurse actually be poisoning patients?
21 victims were indeed poisoned.
The real-life stories behind some of the world's most prolific serial killers, Nurses Who Kill, starts Wednesday the 12th of October on Really.
Which university sponsors real life on Really? Good decision.
Well, there has been plenty of time for our buyers to have started work on their properties.
Yes, but have they done any work, or have they been delayed by problems?
Time is money, so have they made money or lost out?
Should we go back and see what's been happening?
Let's do it.
It's been 1 year to the week since I met Charlie, a land buyer for a large property development company. He'd placed the winning bid of £1.23 million for this old residential care home. The plan was to build 12 to 14 luxury apartments on the land where the care home stood. Now, a year's a long time in business, and when I tried to arrange to meet Charlie, I discovered he's since moved on to other projects. So there's a new kid in town.
The new kid in town.
Development surveyor Julian.
Everybody loves you. So don't let them down.
I've taken over off Charlie, who bought the site off Savills at auction for 1.2 million. So I've now sort of stepped in and bringing the project forward slightly.
While the project has a new face, unfortunately the old care home remains untouched. So, what's happened to the plans to build luxury apartments?
Initially, it was our thought to go down the residential route, as we picked up the site at auction for a good price, which gave us a number of options: high-end residential, or to go with the existing use. It was formerly a local authority nursing home. We've now decided to work with relevant interest down the C2 use.
That's a care home to you and me, but this one will be a little different. There is still demand for care homes in this area, but as they are a development company, they want to create desirable properties and make as much profit as possible. So they've come up with an idea that suits everyone.
It's still going along the lines of sort of high-end residential, but the difference is we're providing an assisted living product, which means we provide the property and then we'll work with a provider to provide the healthcare side of it. And it enables over 55s to buy their property as normal, and the assisted element is if they want or so wish to have the care, that it's there on call. So they still get to buy their bricks and mortar with the element of care on top.
With the decision made, the company worked closely with the planners to ensure the new build would meet not just the needs of prospective residents, but also fit in with the surroundings.
As you can see here from our architect's drawings, we've gone for a modern, contemporary building with features that fit in similar to the building next door to the property, which we feel softens it up. It doesn't have so much of an impact in the area. Front elevation here. When you come in, it's the front access. Again, the building's, it's not dominating above the surrounding buildings and the existing buildings. And as you can see from this one here, it fits in quite well with the existing surroundings, which just enhances the assisted living products which we're providing.
Once built, there would be around 40 high-spec apartments with care facilities on site. The beauty of this is that the company can hand the whole development over to the care provider once it's finished for a healthy profit.
If we were to build open market residential units here, then we'd have to sell each unit by unit, and obviously the market's not fantastic, so we've got more risk and more exposure. The interest which we've had to date and to work the planning ticket up with is from an assisted living provider, which means that that provider would take the whole 40 units off us in one lot.
It all sounds great, but what does it mean in terms of cost and profit? I invited a local estate agent to come and give us an opinion on the plans and their value once completed.
I think the plans are really good. They certainly work well with the environment, and there's certainly a market there with assisted accommodation.
So, with demand for this type of housing strong, how much would it cost to own one of these apartments with on-site care facilities?
I think if we were looking to put one of these residential units on the market, one would be suggesting probably asking prices around anywhere between 180 to 220,000, dependent on the size and specification of the accommodation.
You don't need to be a mathematician to know that is a lot, but let me do the maths for you. 40 apartments at the lower price of 180,000 would mean a total sale price of about £7.2 million and a top figure of about 8.8 million. It's too early to tell exactly how much the finished development will be sold for, but as they pay just 1.23 million for the land and managed to get planning approval, I think we can safely say this has been an excellent investment.
I think Charlie did a fantastic job at purchasing this site for the company, and I think it gives us a number of opportunities to explore, and hopefully we found the right one.
Once this building is complete, it will be sold en masse to the assisted care home provider, who will then be responsible for selling the individual units. It'll probably be at least another 7 months before they're all finished, but for Julian and his employers, it's all turned out rather well.
The new kid in town. Everybody loves you. So don't let them down.
It's time to return to Gravesend to see how Steve is getting on developing these 2 garages with a yard. He bought them at auction for £61,000. Steve, a local builder, knows the site well, but he was far from a proud owner. Did you ever think they're going to be mine one day? I'm going to have 2 big houses there.
No, I just thought, what a dive.
But talking of dives, he might be diving into the deep end with this because it's his first property developing enterprise.
I just thought it's about time. I sort of done something for myself now. I want to earn the money out of it, and so here we are.
If he gets planning approval, he's hoping to build 2 semi-detached cottages or 1 4-bedroom house. But I have to say, I thought he was very unrealistic about the time it takes to get planning permission.
Hopefully, sort of start building in sort of 2 months, possibly 10 weeks' time.
2 months to get planning permission? If he achieves that, I'll eat my handbag. So let's find out how he got on. We're returning a full 6 months later, by which time, according to Steve's estimates, the property should be built. Well, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is that the site has not been developed. But the good news is that my handbag is safe. Everything looks pretty much the same. So what's gone wrong?
Since you was last here, not a great deal's happened, to be honest, as regards to the plot, but planning permission's obviously been going through the necessary channels. the council actually refused our planning permission for the semi-detached properties we was proposing. There's obviously been a lot of red tape. Slightly disappointed. Obviously we're trying to maximise our potential here, so that the two properties would have, would have been a greater profit margin.
Steve's hopes may have been slightly dampened, but he's still optimistic.
I think we're more than likely go for a single dwelling, possibly 3 or 4 bedroom property, be more in keeping with the local area, and hopefully it'll go down that route. Me and the architect are getting on great and just sort of plodding through and trying to get the plans passed, really. Just be happy to get started on the work, you know.
So with Plan A rejected, Steve is now focusing on Plan B.
There's a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom flat. Here's the main entrance for the ground floor flat, living room, dining room, kitchen leading to the garden, be a shared garden there. Stairs for the 2-bedroom flat, again lounge, diner, kitchen, same layout really as downstairs apart from 2 bedrooms in the loft space. Again, parking was an issue, but we've managed to hopefully please the council with that. But as I say, failing this, we will go for a single 3 or 4 bed dwelling.
As Steve even has a Plan C in the pipeline, it's very clear that he is determined to succeed. He and his partner raised the $61,000 to buy the site by remortgaging their existing home loan. So far, they've been paying extra interest for the last 6 months. Still, resourceful Steve did manage to claw back some of the money.
Well, luckily enough, we've managed to rent each garage out since last time. This one's been used for storage, and there's a vehicle in that one, so that's sort of bringing in £80 a month, just, something to go towards the cost at the moment.
Although behind with the schedule, how has the budget fared?
I've literally spent what we spent at the auction, which was $61,000 for the land, and the architect's fees, which is just over £500 at the moment, so I haven't been able to spend any more money, to be honest.
Steve still has a long way to go before he finally gets approval from the local council. So did he make a mistake buying the site without any planning permission whatsoever? Or might the garages still be a worthwhile investment? The best people to ask are 2 local agents.
The flats are a very good size, to be honest with you. Looking at what I've seen on the plans, both the 1-bedroom and the 2-bedroom would be an ideal dwelling for any individual, single or a couple.
He would benefit from building flats on this plot of land, but to be honest, he'd probably get planning permission more for a house, as there are houses within the street and no other flats.
This is a very busy road. You've got parking. When you're parking on both sides of this road, it is very tough to get sort of vehicles down. So it is pretty essential to have off-road parking.
The properties will benefit, as they have got plans for off-road parking, and the layout of the properties do look very good.
Planning on this plot is very, very likely. We're in a residential area, as we can look around and we can see houses that are around us, and I'm pretty confident that he will get planning. If it's not for flats, it will most definitely be for 1 residential dwelling.
That sounds good for Steve, but will he make a profit on his first venture? So far, he's spent around $62,000. Because he's investigating so many building options, it's difficult to set a build cost price. But it's fair to say that it's unlikely to be below $100,000. So how much could the various options be worth?
A 2-bedroom flat would probably sell in the region of £140,000, and a 1-bedroom flat would probably sell between £130,000 to £135,000.
The 2-bedroom flat would sell around about £145,000, with the 1-bedroom going at around about £130,000.
So he could just about make his money back on the flats, but what about those houses?
A 4-bedroom house would probably sell in the region of £240,000.
A 4-bedroom on this road would sell at around about £250,000.
I'm really pleased, to be honest, about the prices of the flats. It's more than I've been quoted so far. I sort of quoted 115 for the single and 125 for the two bed, so that's more than I expected, to be honest. That's great.
And on the price of the 4-bedroom house?
I wasn't sure, to be honest, with this particular area of the total cost of the 3 or 4 bed detached property, but 225 upwards to 250, that's really good news.
Well, we'll see you next time for more interesting auction properties on Homes Under the Hammer.
Join us then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Swapping the hustle and bustle of city life for an escape to the country on Really, coming next.
Which university sponsors real life on Really? Good decision.
Give you some pain relief, okay?
How are we doing down there?
The emergency service that flies to the rescue. Brand new Helicopter ER starts Monday at 10, exclusive to Really. Or watch the first episode now with UK TV Play.
Now a writer is looking for an inspirational new home where she can create her next novel in Escape to the Country on Really.
Below is what many have described as the most outstanding beauty spot in the country. Buried deep in the heart of big tree country, some might say it's even fit for a queen. Find out where I am in just a moment. Today we're house hunting using a higher force. Feng Shui.
It's important for me to have the bed facing north-south with my head facing north and my feet facing south.
Sometimes we're spot on, and I think from a Feng Shui perspective, does that mean you're protected, that you've got...
The mountains at the back are good, because that's the Tortoise Mountain.